Peace. Damn. Happy now. Now the vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now, a little quick crystal repertoire. It's crystal repertoire time. I didn't do it right. You know what time it is, kids? What time is it? It's crystal repertoire time. Yay! Excuse me, wiping my nose. That's something I got. This bodysuit comes with the function of making I guess it's mucus in so many words, starts to flow into our nose when the air is cold. My vibe, without even looking into it scientifically or whatever, I just caught the download of the vibe where, you know, our nose starts to secrete mucus to combat that cold. So say, for instance, the same reason why, you know, it's important and it feel good to keep our medulla from being cold, like our little spinal cord area, you know, with the hoodies and having scarves, protect your neck. Shout out to Wu-Tang Clan. You know, but like breathing in that cold air would kind of, I don't know, like do something to the brain, like that constant cold air, and until you do feel like a sharpness and like almost like a pain in essence when air is too cold. You know, it's kind of like got like a sharpness to it. You know, so I guess the mucus kind of just stopping our brain from getting cold, you know, in so many words. But I want to speak on working with this Petalite and Amberlite. Again, this is definitely just a quick video in essence. You know, I didn't, I'm not sitting here with all the properties, you know, so it's not going to be necessarily, I'm just going to speak on it from what I see from me using it. Of course, a little bit of information on Amberlite, you know, basically in that connection to sputamine and kunzite. But Amberlite is matter of fact, Amberlite and Petalite is 2 of the 12 synergy stones. You know, you definitely, I should have a video on my crystal vibrations playlist that goes into the 12 synergy stones. But these are, you know, in some cases, if I say uncommon stones, speaking on the 12 synergy stones, but for sure high vibrational, you know, crystals. And Amberlite is like a great crystal for opening up that heart chakra. You know, matter of fact, I'm also kind of speaking on the heart chakra a little bit from out of the chakra book. But the Amberlite, you could just feel this high vibration of self-love. You know, you could feel it, you know, pushing out any of that, you know, again, that lack of love for yourself or any of that. Like, it also amplifies the vibration of unconditional love. Like, I found to where I got attacked by somebody else's energy of like being hateful towards people who are hateful towards me, you know, and which that's not the solution to things. But basically I picked up on a vibe of like, well, you know, if I felt like I was around somebody that kind of, you know, say for instance had something towards black people or just in general, you know, had something against me, like, and I could feel that energy. So instead of like being in that vibe of like, oh, well, you know, I love them for they know not what they do, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I unconditionally love them because I know that they are feeling that hate or feeling that anger due to not being loved. So, you know, I send them love, and of course, you know, they're not gonna touch me or anything, you know, so I don't have to hate them back, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just being mad on their own, you know, it's not like they're about to put their hands on me or anything, so why should I frown up and get mean like they get, you know, mean and frown up towards me? But I felt like, again, I picked up on this energy of, and reason why I say picked up on, I mean, of course it could be somewhere from in a past life or something, but throughout all of my existence in this bodysuit, I never felt like, oh, since that person hate me, let me hate them back. Like, I felt it come from a place of watching society somewhat teach that, and I could, like, maybe picking up on that energy from society a little bit, but for the most part, deep in my heart, like, I always knew a KKK member needed a hug. Like, I always felt that, even as a little kid, seeing them like preach hate and all that, I'm like, so many words as a youngster, I'm like, bro, this people just need a hug, man. And, and the same thing, in general for all of us, whenever we, in this place of hate or anger, and not to say that, because there's a balance with things, where as far as, ain't nothing wrong with disliking certain things, as far as like, I may dislike the mind frame of what a KKK member may preach, but I don't hate or dislike their being, you know what I'm saying? Because again, if I hate them, their being in essence, then I'm hating myself, you know what I'm saying? Because if I'm a reincarnated being, if I'm God, and God is everything, then this person in front of me would have to be some type of aspect of me or connected to me in some way, form, or fashion, you know what I'm saying? So, with seeing that connection, is like, bro, and again, as above, so below. If as above, so below is true, and we have a certain exercise of, all right, loving myself, like all the aspects of myself, loving it. So that also applies to external, as above, so below, as within, so without, you know what I'm saying? So you see that connection, but again, just opening up that heart space. And I also spoke about how, you want to be careful with wearing grounding stones, in it, not so much shungite, but other certain like black or brown crystals, may somewhat shut down the emotional, I was gonna say the energy center. Like wearing again, these brown or black stones over the heart may shut down the emotional center, and kind of cause you to close up emotionally. If you do have a crystal of that nature, wearing it around your heart chakra, you might want to make sure you do have a crystal that complements the heart chakra as well with it, so you won't have that that closing of the emotions. But that Amberlite definitely, and also again, helps to raise that vibration, because they vibrate on a higher frequency than most crystals. So and that high vibration breaks up all that stagnant energy, you know what I'm saying? That wave moving fast, and bringing in that unconditional love of source, and removing all that fear and doubt, and hate, and just negativity, from an aspect of being detrimental to our spiritual growth, helps to remove that. Petalite is gonna deal, which Amberlite deals with the heart chakra, higher heart and crown, but like for sure, this Petalite is more so gives a lot of clarity with the first eye, aka the third eye, the Anya chakra. But like, I feel a lot of clarity when I work with Petalite. I feel like Petalite gives clarity within your consciousness, within your conscious awareness of what's going on. Like, you become more aware that all your actions, or all your thoughts and words and all these things are conscious, are constantly, creating the outcome of your external condition. Like it helps you to, really gain a lot of clarity, because there's clarity in somebody just telling you, hey, this is what your first eye do, and you hear that, but you're not really, embodying that message. Like, like you heard somebody say, yeah, your first eye deals with intuition, but then you kind of back to just doing, like ignoring that and not believing that it actually does that. Like, you basically like neglecting your own ability and power because you're not believing in it. And because to a certain extent you're a little disconnected, and it's like, all right, well, I don't see myself getting no vision on no level, so I don't know. So, but Petalite will help to open up, that vision, that clarity, and giving a strong level of clarity on your spiritual growth of, like, situations you're going through, and why you might be going through it. But for sure, Also, too, I think it's Petalite more than Amberlite. I forgot which one has lithium in it. You know, so that lithium, matter of fact, I wanna, nah, maybe Petalite, but the lithium, matter of fact, like what's in lepidolite and rubellite, you know, lithium helps to calm and balance, you know, balance energies, but more so calm, you know, anxiety, calm nervousness, and create a, you know, a sense of I don't know, a comfort and well-being, you know, like you feel like a nurturing type of vibe, you know. Again, almost like the energy of rose quartz. Go check out my video I did on rose quartz. That's another part of crystal repertoire too I'm working with, which again, you can go check out my video on rose quartz to get deeper into it. But, you know, basically like holding your mother in your hand, you know what I'm saying? Like that comfort of your mother, and it transmute negative energy into loving energy, you know. So not just combating and blocking the energy, you know, but it actually transmuting the energy into a loving energy, you know. I always use the example of like if you're around somebody, or like somebody being irate towards you, you know, whether it's for, you know, job reasons or whatever, you know, you have a situation where, again, the universe might be testing you, whatever the case may be. But, you know, dealing with rose quartz, instead of just blocking that energy, like as that person being mean, like the more mean they may get, the more you may be tickled by it. Like, so you may just like, but like the more they trying to tell you down, the more you might just want to bust out laughing in their face. Like, cause it's literally like transmuting it. And I guess too, because it allows for you to stand in that place of conscious awareness as you know, as that person fussing or being mad. It's like, man, this person just need love, man. I done been there before. So, you know, it kind of, again, empathy is like, I could feel where you're coming from, like an empathy, you know, like I could understand that feeling on a deep level. You know, I'm empathetic towards that position, you know, and that's what rose quartz promote. And matter of fact, speaking of promoting empathy, I did a video about that too, being careful on your manganese intake and foods, you know, because matter of fact, in most crystals that like a rose quartz, you know, they're pink because of manganese inclusions in essence. And matter of fact, that's rhodochrosite and rhodonite, you know, that pink color dealing with that manganese, and that's where that unconditional love vibration, you know, comes from. And you see how elements, again, you know, giving off certain rays of light, and a certain ray of light gives off a certain energy. Because also, just to help your heart chakra without even dealing with a crystal, you know, you could just wear the color green or pink, and that's going to help you with your you know, help to open up the heart chakra, you know, in some of the simplest forms. But yeah, the rose quartz definitely. Oh yeah, and being careful with that manganese intake, because if your manganese intake is too high, then you may become like a person that's too like sensitive to energy, to the point of where you just like feeling like, oh, I'm so helpless and sensitive, and you kind of become a doormat for people to walk on, you know what I'm saying? So you want to be careful with, you know, the manganese intake, you know, with being a person sensitive to energy. You know, it may make you too sensitive, you know, in the sense of where you're not using your heart's discernment to protect yourself and, you know, put up those healthy boundaries. But again, that petalite, I just feel like a openness of clarity. You know, I definitely feel, and it does, you know, work on that heart chakra in essence, you know, but definitely like more so with the opening up those high chakras and building that, you know, that strong connection intuitively too. Like, matter of fact, amplifying your, like, there's also a crystal, you know, known for doing shamanic work, you know. Matter of fact, it would be good in combination with leopard skin jasper for connecting with your animal guide. But, you know, again, definitely providing like, you know, matter of fact, amplifying the extrasensory perception, you know, because again, working with our extrasensory perception is like you know, it's like going work out at the gym, you know, in order to be able to visualize, you know, because as much as people think, oh, when I'm visualizing, like say for instance, a person may think that like when they say for instance the ability to remote view and visualize, say for instance another place even though you're somewhere else, or to be able to visualize yourself sitting down, like so, like where you're able to envision being separate from your body and viewing your body from like a third person perspective. You know, some people may see that as, oh, it's just like some little mind tricks of, you know, just, I don't know, like it's like some people may see it as pointless, or, you know, like, why am I even able to do this? But nah, like that, you're building up your energy, you're building up your extrasensory perception abilities, you know, and the more you work with it, the more you will be able to remote view and really see what's going on in another place. And, you know, again, because subconscious programming, our subconscious deal with symbols, but also, again, it would deal with visualizations too very strongly, because, you know, visualization is also symbolic, you know what I'm saying? I think about the visualization exercise I came across. Matter of fact, I forgot the name of this place, something Oasis in Rancho Cucamonga. Matter of fact, shout out to my brethren Cesar for bringing me through that. But like, it was an exercise where it was like envisioning a vulture or a buzzard basically eating out of your body in essence, but like more so seeing that body as the old you, those old aspects that no longer serve you, you know, being eaten up and, you know, being devoured, so that all that is left is, you know, your soulful, true, authentic self, you know what I'm saying? But again, you're able to visualize these things on a high level due to, you know, that first eye being open. And again, a crystal like Petalite helps to amplify that inner vision. Like again, that's why the pineal gland is one of the important aspects to spiritual growth, because of the fact that, again, if your pineal gland is closed, for one, you know, the serotonin, melatonin release is all off, and other bodily functions is off. Like you have a lack of imagination and vision. If you have a lack of imagination and vision, then you're not gonna, you know, you're not gonna feel that you can start this business or do these things, because you're lacking that vision, you know. But yeah, the Petalite definitely, and again, you know, high vibration, so it's raising the vibration as well, you know. Kind of hold it by the third eye, you know, envision the energy from the Petalite connecting with the pineal, that first eye, you know. But definitely good little, in fact, and it's a little unique piece too, because it mostly colorless, but this one has like a little yellowish green hue. And I'm like, oh yeah, definitely gonna add to that heart chakra energy. It's a little piece of Amberlite. Kind of got a lot of inclusions, not really a clear piece, but I was like, I'll take that, because it was bigger than most pieces of Amberlite come. You know, Amberlite usually smaller than that, or like long shards, you know, almost like a quartz point. Matter of fact, that's how you could kind of tell Amberlite. Amberlite is almost like, it has like a point to it, but it's almost like a rectangular shape to it, you know, unlike like the six-pointed shape of a piece of quartz, so to speak. It's more like a four-pointed or like four-sided point in essence. And I already spoke about these, but, you know, definitely using the amber green combination of purple amethyst, green amethyst, and white quartz. You know, so that's, you know, heart chakra, heart to the crown chakra. Again, definitely I feel a very soothing vibe when I'm working with that amber green, you know. Feel very clear, you know, feeling like it's less blockages, you know, in general, not just in my heart chakra, but I just feel like, you know, like unblocking. I also feel the energy of it connecting with the solar plexus energy a little bit too, you know. And also working with that moss agate, which is really not agate technically. It's like moss chalcedony in essence. You know, agate basically has little bands or lines in it. You know, moss agate don't. You know, because even when you do see like some wet little lines, it's not like really, it's more so from the inclusion and not actual lines like how agate grows in layers, and that's why they have those lines. And you know, but this one great for connecting with the Devic Kingdom. Like when I'm dealing with moss agate, like I'm stopping and talking to the trees and asking the trees how they feeling. You know what I'm saying? I'm, you know, the bell rang on the truth. You know, I'm actually caring about my environment a little more. You know, I see some trash on the ground, I might, you know, just pick up a few little pieces. You know, but it definitely, you know, open up that heart chakra. Because again, you start to realize as you open up your chakras, like, damn, like me, say for instance, like, you know, where we grow up and our parents may not teach us about the importance of, you know, taking care of like litter and recycling, stuff like that. Because say for instance, my parents, like my mom and dad wasn't no litter bugs. Matter of fact, my dad had a green thumb, but I wasn't constantly coached on, oh yeah, you know, recycle and, you know, throw trash away and this and that, you know. But say for instance, you know, like how you may see that, you know, in some way, form, or fashion, like just say if you're insensitive towards, like, you know, helping the environment and cleaning up, that's more so a blockage. You know, that's more so something that was taught, and more so like your heart chakra, not say being closed and not just your heart chakra, but more so just that, you know, but to a certain extent, because that heart chakra being closed is like that, you know, that connection to nature, you know, in essence. You know, having that unconditional love for all aspects of life, you know, is kind of dealing with that heart chakra vibe. And, you know, where we might feel a vibe of being closed down, like say for instance that vibe, and I was speaking about that earlier, like with my brethren, I'm like, that may be a blockage as far as like you know, with spending money in certain places, like say for instance, like not spending money with these shoe companies that, you know, that allow for little kids to, you know, have, you know, these shoe companies or clothing companies that allow slave labor, in so many words, you know, like, you know, to stop, you know, caring enough to not spend money with these people, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, caring enough to pick up some trash in a certain area, you know, caring enough. Because, you know, like a lot of us, again, having that vibe of, oh man, fuck that shit or this and that, you know, that's not necessarily true to our soul, and more so taught to us by the insensitive society, you know, that egoic mind that, you know, not looking at the interconnectedness of everything, you know what I'm saying? And seeing how your external world, again, is a reflection of how you treat yourself. Because if you don't give a damn about the environment, then you, in certain ways, you're not giving a damn about aspects inside of yourself. You know, it's a direct reflection on so many levels, you know. But again, connecting with the Devic Kingdom, the fairies, you know, matter of fact, the Twa people, the you know, the sharp pygmy people in Africa kind of connected with that fairy gnomes realm. You know, they like almost like the physical bloodline of, you know, the Devic Kingdom energy in so many ways. But, you know, again, definitely connecting with nature, also amplifying the energy of a green thumb. But for myself, you know, also amplifying that vibration of abundance, you know, from the vibe of like being connected with source on a level of you know, that live and let God, or just, you know, going with the flow. And again, when I say going with the flow, that doesn't mean that, you know, we just forgetting our masculine energy of having some focus and some, you know, point of direction. But, you know, again, there's a balance, there's a certain level of a flow that's already there for us to go with. You know what I'm saying? Just like how in nature, you know, a plant not saying, oh, fuck that, it ain't rain in 30 days. I'm about to uproot and go walk somewhere else where it's raining at. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they're made in that manner for a reason, you know. Again, because matter of fact, coming back as a tree, like, you know, in reincarnation, I'm pretty sure, you know, being a tree would be to teach, you know, some level of patience. You know, being able to deal like that. That would be a lesson for those who have trouble dealing with the aspect of like, and it's not necessarily a punishment, but again, you know, like a opportunity for growth. Or say, for instance, if you're the type of being that, you know, you had trouble with that vibe of like trusting the universe and live and, you know, letting go in so many aspects, you know, and you never did trust the universe and you always were trying to control and be hands-on, then the universe, you know, with your own subconscious, in essence, you're going to, you know, reincarnate yourself as, you know, some type of form of plant life or a tree, you know, to really learn that, hey, like, oh damn, like these trees sit here, you know, without complaining and, you know, without tripping all the time, you know, as far as like complaining, like, oh man, when the rain gonna come, or how could I grow 50 leaves in the next few seconds, or, you know, do this. It's like, you know, vibing with the flow of the you know, higher self in the universe, you know. But you know, basically that's the crystals I'm working with right now. Also rainbow moonstone, you know, amplifying that intuition, amplifying that divine feminine energy, that, you know, creativity, you know, amplifying magic to a certain extent, as far as, you know, that moon energy, you know, deals with a reflection of our emotions, and our emotions, you know, is like on so many levels, you know, being able to read our emotions, you know, allows for us to know, you know, have a certain level of intelligence with dealing with our soul purpose and knowing what we truly want and what we don't want, and, you know, again, allowing for us to, you know, really see what's going on subconsciously deep in our inner being, you know, and that's basically what the magic realm is about, is tapping into that deeper subconscious, because, you know, we magically manifest things due to what our subconscious believes to be true, you know. So the whole aspect of magic is how to, you know, program our subconscious in a certain manner in order to, you know, manifest things on a certain level, you know. But definitely amplifying intuition, connecting with that, also a little connection with the sacral chakra. That's why the sacral chakra got a crescent moon as its symbol as well, because it's also dealing with emotions, you know, and that's why the feminine females, you know, dealing with sex, you know, there's a little more emotions attached to sex dealing with, you know, females, because their sexual center, you know, is closer to the sacral chakra compared to men, where, you know, our testes and, you know, the testicles and our genitals is more closer to the root chakra, you know. So it's less of emotional attachment there in that sexual manner. Now, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't honor emotions, and so, you know what I'm saying, just because you're male, because again, we electromagnetic beings, you know, the masculine and feminine energies is within everybody, you know. But you know, allowing for, again, also with that moss agate vibe, but that, you know, allowing to go with the flow of the stream instead of trying to paddle upstream, you know, definitely amplifies that energy. But that's basically it. And just again, speaking on, you know, the heart chakra, you know, is a very important place. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna speak a little bit from this this book. Matter of fact, my little chakra guide. And matter of fact, and when I do this too, because it doesn't mean that, you know, like everything in this book is the end all be all for this. But again, the reason why I'm saying this, because, you know, you do want to, and you're gonna develop some level of inner gnosis for yourself. You know what I'm saying, and, you know, realizing, you know, how the heart chakra work with your own, just, you know, viewing it from the perspective of, you know, from just observing your day and, you know, or your life, and how, you know, you're going through it, you'll be able to realize certain aspects of different chakras within your day, you know, and you know, and again, and realize whether this information from these books are really, you know, true or not. But for the most part, this book is very very precise on a lot of information. But the heart chakra is the center of compassion, and when this chakra opens, you transcend You transcend the limits of your ego and identity with other people, plants, animals, and all of life. This is the humanitarian center. When your heart chakra is open, you're likely to become involved with social causes. You'll care about things like ecology and saving the whales. Again, that's from their perspective. You care about things of this nature, though. And you may find yourself working in one of the helping professions and participating in meditations for peace. So you may find yourself again, considering the energy of others more. You know what I'm saying? But in order to share love, we gotta love ourselves first and foremost. And also, though, we realize like the heart chakra, like matter of fact, the heart chakra has this energy somewhat like the sacral chakra. And I did a video about working with carnelian and snowflake obsidian to get over like sexual trauma, especially for females, because but like the heart chakra, like the sexual energy, and again more so on a female level, because again it deals with those emotions a little more. And not to say that this doesn't happen for males too, but again it's like that the way society is, that it's made to have females be in the line of fire all the time, dealing with their energy. You know what I'm saying? But like when we have one experience, or may have happened more than one time, because we wasn't realizing that we kept inviting those situations to us. But when you have one experience that goes wrong, so you close down your sexual center, like fuck that, well, I'm never having sex again, or I'm gonna just look at sex as taboo, and it's something that you should never do just because I was harmed sexually one time. I'm gonna close down, and here it is, you're closing down one of your energy centers, and creating more of an unhealthy situation, due to trying to shut down this energy. You know what I'm saying? And that, again, that's how this society, the oppressor, creates these situations where they create, sex in a sexual deviant manner to, make people like, oh no, I ain't dealing with sex, because look at how they, with prostitution and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they present it in a way that's not a tantric and soul connection, to make it look distasteful, while they understand like, well, no, it's about a sexual connection, but it's about a connection in a more divine way. You know what I'm saying? But they, scare people away from it. But again, the sexual center, in essence, just like dealing with the heart chakra, because the heart chakra, we have a certain situation, like as a little kid, daddy kept not showing up for the basketball games or whatever, or the football games or the dance recital or whatever. So you just feel like, well, fuck it, I don't really care if nobody come to my events or things, I don't care if people support me or not. And then you start to close down your heart center, due to that one experience, or all those couple experience, whatever, whether you attracting it, again through the vibration, being unconscious and not realizing, so we constantly attracted, or through soul contract, where you attracted, you signed up to have parents or certain guardians or a situation that was going to create, that contrast to make you, dive deeper, Because again, at any and all times, any negativity or what we call bad things happening, or going through rough times or whatever people want to call these love, going through turmoil. But this is basically part of our experience. In order to learn and go deeper, we're going through these things in order to, in essence, learn about ourselves. But again, that heart chakra vibe, you could have had a relationship, and that person, you gave everything, and they just, all they wanted was the money, or all they liked you for was the sex and this and that, and which time with sex, both. So here it is, with a situation where, you got used on a heart level and sexually, so you shut down your sexual center and your heart center. You know what I'm saying? And I did a video on I got a playlist on sex, and I'm constantly adding all the videos I did on it. But I spoke about that too, like, well, though, in some cases though, you know, some people have had so much of a, you know, strong energy of, you know, disrupting their sexual energy to where it may be the healthiest thing for them may be to be celibate and just, you know, like step away from, you know, having sex on a physical level, you know, because it's just been too traumatizing, you know, with participating in the act. So it's like, all right, you know, it would be best. But, you know, again, with all these different vibes, the heart chakra vibe, where we're not realizing where we close ourselves off due to one situation. And low key, like, that's why you start to realize, like how, you know, like the only thing is that's trying to bring us down in essence is fear and negativity itself. More so fear, you know, and lower vibrations of doubt and fear, you know. So it's like these situations that's trying to, you know, allow for us, because say for instance, look what happened to you as you close down your heart due to one situation, then you constantly like just closing and closing in and closing in, you know, till you're becoming an energy that no longer is helpful to yourself or others because you done closed up so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's very key to, you know, again, making sure we open up this heart chakra. You know, and again, it's about opening all chakras and balancing all chakras, but it's very key to also have that heart chakra open and balanced, you know. Again, right quick, just as a reminder, you know, a balanced heart chakra, you know, you're going to be dealing with compassion, being a humanitarian, your balance, you know, there's like the Star of David, you know, balance. You know, the balance of the, you know, the earth and air, I mean, you know, the earth and water elements, you know, the downward triangle, and then the fire and air elements, the upward triangle, masculine and feminine energies, balance, you know. But again, so a balanced heart chakra, you're going to deal with balance. You're going to see the good in everyone. And that's another thing, like, again, like, even the hateful person, the whoever, you know, I always use the KKK as example, because from my perspective of my bodysuit, you know, that's the hate group that's projected towards, you know, the essence of my bodysuit. So, but you know, it's like knowing that those people need a hug as well. And matter of fact, and speaking to, you know, again, for the 3D terminologies of it, you know, melanated people or black people, you know, too. Like, don't think just because you're not, you know, forming a group, like, where hate brings down any and all beings. So if you're hating somebody, you know, you're right along within that vibration. Because you know, I always realized too, I would never want to be like the people who's harming everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hang nobody or create an oppressing situation for nobody just because they did that to me. You know what I'm saying? Because again, understanding that those people, you know, need hugs, you know, instead of, you know, trying to fight up against them, you know. Of course, again, there's a level of standing up for yourself and you know, not letting nobody just run on you on that type of level. But again, you wouldn't attract it if you're doing the work. But, you know, again, it's like realizing, man, like, bro, them people just going through something, bro, and need a hug, you know. Like, really, you know. And that's where you start to see stepping in when we talk about being God, you know, like, that's that aspect of stepping into that godly essence of realizing that every, you know, this external realm is a reflection, you know, of, you know, us, you know. Being friendly and outgoing, being active in the community. Again, I remember this because I remember saying it's discriminating, which means discernment. You know what I'm saying? Being able not to discriminate. Matter of fact, I was just talking about like hating, discriminating on that level, but having discernment, knowing that, you know, If I feel the energy of my higher self, let me know this person trying to harm me, I'm gonna have discernment and not deal with this person instead of trying to be nice and, well, you know, let me just be nice and no. Matter of fact, a balanced heart chakra. Where's that? Discriminating discernment. Have that discernment. Being in touch with feelings. Again, empathetic, instinctively aware of the joys and sorrows of others, may feel their aches and pains. You know, on a sexual level, you have the ability to surrender and merge in a loving relationship, desires of oneness of body, mind, and soul, and will feel lonely in relationships that give less than that. You know, so you know if you're not gonna feel a connection on a sexual, you know, relationship level if it's not that full mind, body, and soul connection. You know, it's like you don't want nothing less than that. Like when you're balancing your heart chakra, you know, you're gonna have a strong willpower, which makes it easier to wait for the right partner. You know, dealing with sexual energy. You know, and again, as I'm saying, these are certain little aspects because when I said that, strong will to wait for the right partner, you know, there is that aspect of, you know, I guess with that word wait, you know what I'm saying, like necessarily don't have to wait around. Like it's something with the way that was said that I was like, high self wasn't makes it easier to wait on the right partner, but you know. But I get what they're saying, though. They're saying, like, you won't... All right, that's... I would like to say, well, you know, your heart chakra is open and you're not just sexually deviant, just, you know, like, you know, just looking at everything as just a little sexual connection, but more so, too, you know, having that ability to... again, is a better word than wait. Or maybe there isn't. Let me see it, because if I'm not able to express it. Well, yeah, I guess wait. Maybe that's my that inner ego of myself, like trying to like, oh no, we ain't waiting. And this, you know, it could be that energy. But some just said it could have just been worded a little different. Hey, that's the aspect of dealing with, you know, that's why most of my videos I don't really read from nothing, you know. Like it's very seldom that I like to read from even my own writing, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even like to read my own notes a lot of times, you know. But yeah, that's the gist of it, you know. Making sure we opening up that heart chakra, being balanced, you know, again, working with that Petalite, Amberlite, Ambergreen, rose quartz, moss chalcedony, really, moss agate, and rainbow moonstone. And indirectly, I'm always got my Super 7 with my piece of azurite / turquoise malachite, and my other piece of azurite. Got a little malachite in there. Seems like they got a little bit of chrysocolla in there as well. And also that shungite. So, you know, I got the heart chakra balance. You know, so that shungite. With shungite, again, it has a very clearing vibration. You know, so as much as it is grounding, it would also kind of, you know, help to open or clear the energies within that heart space. So, and again, no book says this. I just felt that vibe, you know, like from watching myself work with it and just the way it feels. It doesn't feel like it has a, you know, like it has like a lighthearted vibe to it, for lack of a better word, you know. But that's basically it. Peace. And happy now. Now is a vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future. not too far in the past. Right now. Peace.